Hello everyone, good to see you again. We're back for another live show, another good day. This time I'll take the risk disclaimer out of the way so that it doesn't get in the way like last on Tuesday. That looks pretty clear to me, looks all good. How's everyone doing? How's it, Shane? Good to see you again. You don't have to shout "Roar" this time and tell me to get things out of the way. That all looks good to me. It all looks pretty fair. How's it, Elaine? Good to see you. So yeah, we're going to have another draw today. That'll be interesting. I'll show you guys which video it is shortly. You can all drop your comments in there if you need to, and we can have a look. Let me just put it over there. We're going to use our usual charts again today, and the S&P 500 is dropping as I said it would, but I didn't take a trade on this account, so unfortunately I kind of forgot to do that. Would have been handy, eh? Unfortunately, I did take a trade on Brent on my private account, and that beat the hell out of me because I went long over here, and that's heading down to stop loss, but there is a bottom here. I want to see if it goes through that before I get out of that. So sitting in that one, but the US 500, that's taking a bit of a nosedive, and it looks like it's going to come all the way down to that line, which was a resistance, become a support, but it left a gap here. And it might just come all the way down to 57 before it bounces back up again now. Looks like it might. US dollar CAD is playing around in its little spot there. The DAX is looking short now because it's broken through this trend support. I don't really want to move it out right now. It might come back down to this 23,440. US dollar Japanese yen is still on the downside, but it's kind of hitting levels where it should be, and gold is filtering around in a range. Staying in that range, CHF JPY is kind of looking long. I think I called that long this morning. CHF JPY, New Zealand dollar, US dollar is also in a range. Right, DAX, short, yes. Yeah, I should really look at setting my alerts. I actually totally look. I did. Yeah, I took trades on other platforms and I forgot about this one. So that's all. Great British Pound JPY looks short for me. Great British Pound JPY. I think a lot of them will be short at the moment. That's CHF JPY. Yeah. US dollar JPY short. Look at that. Same as Great British Pound JPY short, straight down. But it's kind of hitting a level now down here, kind of a support. So risk to reward might not be that great. Taking your shorts at the moment might be a good idea to wait for it to break through this level again, and then you get it all the way down to the bottom here on the US dollar JPY. And I'm pretty sure the Great British Pound JPY probably be similar. I missed that was GBP JPY. Just going to have a look. Yeah, it's exactly the same almost as the US dollar JPY. Let's just have a little look here. It might be better than the USD. Put a trend line through here as well, because that always helps. Yeah, pretty much. It's clean. It's through. Where's it going? It's probably going down here, which is pretty close by. Let me just have a look at where it's going. And then we can take it from there. Great British Pound. Very similar to the US dollar JPY, where it's heading down, it's going short, but your risk to reward's not that great. There's a level here that it's going to hit, and it hits that level, there's a good chance it's going to take money here and go back up, unless it really forces through here. And it doesn't look to me like there's big red candles forcing it through or anything like that. So do be careful of that. Yes, you can. You can double your position on C-Trader. You can actually do a double I don't think it's only C-Trader. I think it's a couple of others as well. Not sure which ones. But yeah, you can double your position. But the reason I haven't shown you that is because I always tell you guys, don't dollar cost average. Dollar cost averaging doesn't work, Shane. It normally leaves you in a knot. Unless you're absolutely sure that the trade should work, unless you're absolutely 100% that think that this should go down, you can take a chance on it. But for example, like this Brent trade, if I was absolutely confident and I say, you know what, Brent has to go up, man, and it comes all the way down into my stop loss, and I move the stop loss away and I dollar cost average it. But if it all goes pear-shaped, then it's my fault at the end of the day. Now, some guys will tell you to go in small. So if you wanted to take a trade that's the size of 10, they tell you go in and start taking the first trade at 1. Okay, that's their philosophy behind dollar cost averaging. But that can never work, because effectively what you're doing is, instead of taking a full trade, you're taking 10% of your trade. And if the trade starts working immediately, because why would you take the trade in the first place? The first place you took the trade because you think it's going to go that way. So if it does go the way you expect it to in the first place, then you've only taken 10% of your trade. You've taken 1 out of the 10. So you can only win 10% of the trade. So if you were targeting $100, you're going to make $10. So if you do eventually get one that goes against you, well, you probably get a few, and you add more and you add more and you add more, and then it never goes for you, you're going to lose a lot more than you can gain. Believe me, I've tried dollar cost averaging many a time, and it doesn't work. So the only time you can add to a trade is when you're winning a trade. When it's going in your favor, then you can add to your trades. Don't add to your trades when you're losing. It doesn't work. And even trying to go in with smaller trades, like I said to you now, it doesn't work. It can't work, because you're always going to take that 10% of the trade, and then it's always going to just end up going against you. But yeah, if you're going to double your position, double it in profit. Perfectly right, Shane. That's the only way to do it. So guys, today, when we do the draw, I'm just going to show you guys quickly, so that we can know exactly how we're going to do it, where we're going to do it. I'm just going to take you over there to, it normally lands on the news, doesn't it? Great news this week, especially for South Africa. Our president went to visit Donald Trump. Exciting. To try and explain to him that there's no genocide in South Africa, and there really isn't. But they showed them videos of the right wing or the left wing guys jumping around and threatening to kill everyone and whatnot. Look, they do have a point in the sense that, why don't those guys get arrested on the left when the guys on the right do get arrested for their misgivings or whatever the case? I mean, there was even an estate agent in Durban that got 10 years in jail for being racist or whatever years back. Yet the people on the left can be as racist as they want to, and tout whatever hate speech they want, and they get away with it. So they do have a point on that. That is a point in question that has to be resolved, which they're trying to resolve. So it's been quite a lot of interesting news for us in South Africa this week with that. And it seems like our president has said that Donald Trump seems to be seeing the light and trying to, and they think they've made some inroads, which is good. So anyway, the the video for today's draw that we're going to use is this one: how to survive being a trader with very little money. How to survive being a trader with very little money. I'm going to stick it on the YouTube random comment picker, and we're gonna pick a winner later in the video. And it's kindly supplied by Fund Your FX, kindly offered by them. The funding you need to succeed. If you want an account from them, they offer instant accounts and many other things as well on the profile, very similar to all the other prop firms, and you can somehow link your MT5 to this. I just don't want to do that, because I've got my cash accounts on MT5, so I don't want to mix it up with these funded accounts. But yeah, it's all here. They're very nice of them to offer this two-step challenge $10,000 account. So one of you guys will win that. Last week, David, Mark won that, so that's fantastic. I hope he's enjoying it. I hope it's all going well. And if you win it, then they'll contact you and they'll sort you out with the account. So just make sure you've got a comment on this, how to survive being a trader with very little money, and we're going to put a random picker in later in the video, and we're going to find one of the rules are in the description, by the way, just in case. If you've got a cynical comment, you're not going to win. I've tried to delete the comments that look like bots, because those are annoying. Those always get in the way. So what's the news today? Trump tax bill heads for the House vote. Google's response to AI search threat. Not really anything to make my market move around or my world move around, apart from the biggest thing for me was our president visiting the American president and trying to resolve the issues with us, having trade deals with America. And, they cut us off financially because of the economic empowerment thing and the hate speeches and all the rest of it, and refugees going to America because seemingly there's genocide here, and that's cost us a lot financially. So he's gone over there to try and resolve that and get it back on track again, and try and explain to them that we're just a normal country that is going through some process. But yeah, it's complicated. The rand did strengthen. I see the rand did strengthen, which is great. But I actually wondered why it did, because either way, we still got a big financial problem in South Africa. We've got a problem with our electricity. We have load shedding here on a regular basis. Load shedding is when they switch the electricity off for a couple of hours a day. But they've tried to resolve that, and they've been keeping the electricity on for the last few months, which is great. Yeah, things that we struggle with. Every country's got their issues. But when a president of America says that we've got genocide, that is pretty tricky for our country, and that does need to be sorted out quickly. Okay, so believe me, if there was really serious genocide in South Africa, I'd be gone. I wouldn't be here. I mean, we've all had our violence and problems. I mean, when I lived up north, geez, they come into your house while you're sleeping and stuff like that, and we carry guns. I used to sleep with a gun next to my bed. I don't do that anymore. And things like that. So it can be it can be tricky, but you live with crime in the world, and you get around it. It's just one of those things. And obviously the guys on the farms are more susceptible to it. And when you get the hate crimes, it gets worse. That's all. Dollar cost averaging is like gambling. I totally. Tom Denmark found connection between breaking a trend line and target of the top or bottom of that trend, and the moment it broke, we'll give at least 1-to-1 reward ratio. You can actually go back in time and test it. Found connection between breaking a trend line and targeting the top or bottom of that trend, and the moment it broke. So, Rog, the big thing is, like Tom DeMark found connection between breaking a trend line and target top bottom. There's so many guys out there and so many different systems that the guys have found online. I mean, we're not talking 5 or 6, we're talking hundreds, maybe thousands. You can find a guy that's found the perfect system around every corner, under every shelf. It's there. Which is why I keep it simple, which is why it's 50-50 and I just trade price action, because the system, no matter what system somebody's found, they all work. Every single one of them work. Every single one you can backtest. A genius has backtested every system, and every single system actually works. Most of them will give you quite a decent win rate on a standard sort of system. The big problem is trading it with proper psychology, using a proper business plan, and making the money off it. the trouble is every single system actually does work. But then you go back and you start trading it and you start losing and you start wondering why. And it all boils down to there's no such thing as perfect. And these systems, while they work, they're only systems. They're only high probability trades. And every time you take a high probability trade, then the psychology takes over. And that's what makes and loses the money at the end of the day. Now, people will say, well, why don't we just let the robots trade it for us, the AI or whatever? And, in hindsight, that looks great. But the trouble with artificial intelligence or AI or algorithms is they cannot see what's happening in the real world. They can only see what's happening on the charts. And a human being can see what's happening in the real world and changing on a regular basis. So, for example, this year, robots will have struggled because of what was said on a daily basis. And, like the US government changing its mind on hourly, not even daily. So it becomes difficult with these systems. So what I normally say to people is, don't find yourself chasing your tail. In other words, chasing system after system after system. If you find something interesting and it's useful to your trading and you want to try it out and use it, try and add it in, see how it goes, see if it works for you. That's great if it's easier than what you're doing, or if it makes it easier. But don't chase your tail, because you're going to be chasing yourself around in a circle. One of my videos a long time ago actually showed very clearly how you have a system and it works for you, and then suddenly it doesn't work for you. You lose a number of trades and your psychology says there's something wrong with the system. And in fact, it's not the system, it's you, but you blame the system. And then you look for another system and you move on to that and you find something better and you play around with that for a while and it works. Some other reason it works. And then it stops working like all the others. And then you blame the system and you look for something else that is maybe better and you add it into your system, or you tweak your existing system and then that works. And it's just a never-ending cycle of doom, I call it. Never-ending cycle of doom, because you just keep going down this road. And you just end up back where you started again. You just don't realize that it's not the system that's making you the money. It's not the lines that's making you the money. It's the way you approach the market and your strategy. Kevin, when you say that went well in the Oval Office in capital letters. Hey, Philip, welcome. And we break a trend line most of the times. If you put the stop loss below the low, it will make 1-to-1 risk ratio above 60-70% of the times. Don't worry too much about zones between the 1-to-1 ratio and target. What I normally do is, Roger, I normally put the stop loss. So for example, let's say we were going to trade the S&P 500 now. I would put my stop loss up above this next high over here. That for me is good enough. Or I would look at maybe behind that line in case it goes back to retest, which I doubt. I think it'll probably go back up to here, tops, and then you could put your stop loss here. But it's good to put it just behind that. Working on a 1-to-1 ratio, remember, there's nothing wrong with that, because then you'll be a break-even trader, which is not the worst thing in the world. But it is a good idea to try and make a little bit more on your wins than you're losing on your losses. So if you're risking 250, at least try and make 300, or 400 or whatever. You don't have to make 500, but try and make more on the wins, because then you'll start seeing the account run into profit somewhere down the line. Because you are going to make more losses than wins. It's just natural. Morning, Greg. And how's it done here as well, by the way? Cheers. So, yeah, we're going to have another great day and another great draw. It's an interesting thing to do. So it'll be the third person that actually gets a Fund Your FX account, challenge account for free. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I actually called this long this morning, and it does appear to be going long. If this breaks out of here, I think we should take a long on it. I was worried that it's going to drop down, but it does look like it wants to stay above that level. Let's see what it does. See if it stays above that. Have you seen what happened with Bitcoin? Wow! Bitcoin went to the moon, guys. Look at this. Bitcoin went to the moon. Now, of course, I'm not an investor in Bitcoin, but sometimes I think I should have been an investor in Bitcoin. But then I'll probably be the last one in, and then it'll all blow up the next day. So I don't want to take that chance. But yeah, that looks amazing. Look how it's stepped up. It's just like a long step here, up, step, up, and then maybe another step here. It's really going well. There is this concept of pump and dump. You know, I don't know crypto stuff. Maybe it'll come crashing down again, in which case somebody will want to grab it. We shall see. Well, like 1 to 2 reaction makes my win rate go lower, so I risk less the setup, so I can manage the drawdowns. Most of my 1-to-1 ratios are higher rate, so not a problem, and I risk more there, which recovers breakdowns. Okay, so Roger, just be careful of getting caught in the win rate scenario. You know, the win rate scenario, I don't know if you've watched lots of my videos, but the win rate scenario is a win rate doesn't make you money. What makes you money is making more on your wins and losing less on your losses. Now, if the 1-to-1 is working for you, this is fantastic. Just keep going with it. Don't change it. But don't get caught in a win rate's making me money. Because win rates don't make you money. Win rates normally end up in disaster because there's always that one loss that clears out the win rate. So yeah, if it's working for you right now, that's great. But don't rely on a win rate to make you money. The 1-to-1 is great for now because worst case scenario, you'll have a break even. But be careful of getting caught in that win rate. Yes, because you get convinced that a win rate's going to make you money, that you can somehow time the market and you're going to be better than the market. And the truth of the matter is you're not. I've seen the best struggle to get a better than 50-50 win rate. And, you know, the guys that made the most money in the street, and I've said this 100 times, was those turtle traders with a 20% win rate. 20% win rate. You say to me, are you crazy? Those guys made more money than anyone else on the street because they made more on the wins and lost less on the losses. The thing is the patience of it and understanding it. Win rates, you see, there's a thing that we say in the market, which is why my investments are so important to me. And that is time in the market is what makes you the money, not timing the market. Nobody can really time the market. You know, we play with trading and we try and make a quick buck off the top. The only way to do that is with a good strategy. Not with there's no way that you can boast a win rate on any system and say that it's better than 50-50. And in all likelihood, you're probably going to lose more than you win in the long run. In the short term, the system works for you and then it stops working. So just be careful of getting caught in that trap. I've been caught in that trap many a time where I thought I've just got the most insane system. I can't lose this thing. Just I win 8 trades out of 10. And then suddenly everything changes and you wonder why. Yeah, it's because there's no such thing. It doesn't work. Believe me, I've tried. Win rates, I don't believe in them anymore. I used to think, I can beat the market, but you can't. The only way to beat the market is to invest in the market on a 1-to-1 basis, not leveraged. Leave the money there and forget about it, and you'll beat the market. Well, you won't beat the market. You'll make money out of the market. But If you think you're going to trade and beat the market's always going to kick your butt. Always does. Yeah, BTC, it flew up. It's insane. Hi, Chepo. Welcome. Good to see you. Chepo actually asked me how you can get involved, and I'm glad to see you here. You're getting involved. This is a team, Chepo, of traders, and we sit here on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we trade together, and we work things out together. And if you watch my educational videos, they will help you all the way to the bank, and you'll learn something. Hopefully, you'll learn something from them. As I always say, nothing I say here constitutes financial advice. And if you don't like risk and losing money, then you probably shouldn't be trading. But if you do want to learn how to trade and you do want to figure out how to trade, stay on the channel, watch the videos. I'm not asking you for anything. Those guys that have joined the membership do it as a sponsorship to the channel for me. But I'm not asking you for anything. I give my knowledge over as much as I can. And for those who feel it works for them, they stick around and they try and apply that knowledge. And for those who think I'm talking a load of BS, they move on and pay for courses and things like that that cost them, I don't know, $5,000 or something. But yeah, that's how it is, Shepo. So welcome to the club. And I see you were here before a long time ago, and you went away, but welcome back. It's good to see you there. It's good to see you on board. And how you can become involved is just be here. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. I will try and make a video for you. I have made a video for one chap who left a serious question comment, which the members have actually already got. And this afternoon it will come out to the general public as well, if that person is not a member, and they can get their answers. And I'll try and answer as many questions as I can on the live show as well for you guys. Yeah, as Rog, that's a good one that you don't move the stop loss. You know, if you've put your stop loss in place, that's the first one, the biggest one. And if you are trading on 1-to-1, then at least you break even, if anything, you know. Yeah. You see, the big thing with working out your win rate is to make sure that the risk to reward is there when you take a trade. So, you know, for example, if you take I'm just going to use the US 500 as an example here. The reward is most likely down here at 57. The risk is most likely up here at 59.50. So this is pretty much a 1-to-1 trade. So you might take that, and it's nothing wrong with it, because you might win that 1-to-1, and that would be a part of your win rate. But let's say you took a trade on Brent crude oil, and I'm not saying take a long trade on Brent crude oil. I'm just saying that if you took a long trade on Brent crude oil, you know, your risk might be over here at 63, because there's a level here, and your reward might be up at 67. That gives you a good risk reward. And is it possible for Brent to get to that price? Yes, it is. You can clearly see that amount of times that the price has been there. So there's a very good chance that the price is going to get up to that level if you were to take a long trade at this level, giving you a good risk to reward. So I don't say take a risk to reward based on willy-nilly, I just need 2-to-1. It doesn't work like that. You've got to make sure that the reward is there. So when you work out your risk, you say, I want my risk down here at 63. That's my loss. And I'm going to take a trade at 64. So, okay. You take this trade and you say, that's my trade. So now your risk is that amount, and let's say it's $250. But from that, you can maybe make, I don't know, $700 or something. You look at that, that's a fantastic risk to reward, and it's achievable. So what I'm saying is look for achievable risk to reward. Don't look for just for the sake of it, a 2-to-1 or something like that. If it's a 1-to-1, like we looked at now on the US 500, if you were to take this trade now and it's 1-to-1, there's nothing wrong with that. you're still in play. What I say is don't risk $250 for a $50 win, because that's insanity. At least try and make the 1-to-1 on it. That's what I say. Okay. That's where I am with it. Hey Kevin, so that 18 no less lol. I'm here for the banter also, and that's what I like. I like the banter. The banter's good. The banter's fantastic, and I do know how to trade. I will be delighted to be part of the family. Normally, I trade H4 charts, mainly gold. So you're in the right place, Chapel, because Chapel, I can't pronounce the names, man. They don't roll off the tongue well. But H4 is where we are. We trade the H4, and we do look at gold as well. So tell me, Chapel, what do you think of gold at the moment? Are we going long? Are we going short? Is it in a range? What's your opinion? And then I usually move my stop loss to entry once I'm in profit, which is, Shane, that's what we talk about every week, all the time. Move your stop loss up to cost as soon as you possibly can, because then the trade is free. Yeah. Yeah, Roger. It's just a great topic of discussion. I think your topic today is a great topic of discussion, and that is risk to reward. It's important. It's a really important topic, because I think people need to understand risk to reward. It's important, and also win rates and things like that. It's a great topic, because it also brings into light the idea of a system makes you money that we can get around as well. So it's a fantastic topic. So yes, Roger, obviously nothing against you, dude. I'm just trying to help you, and just give everybody the best information possible. Eugene says AUD JPY looks like a possible short. We'll have a look. And then I move stop loss to break even or smaller. We create new structure, and allows me to move the stop loss. Yeah, and keep moving the stop loss up to cost, because it's break even, and it's good, because then the trade costs you nothing. You see, when you take your trade and you put a $1,000 or $250 or a $50 stop loss in, then that trade is going to cost you that amount of money. You've got to write that off. You've got to say that I've paid that for the trade, and if it goes pear-shaped, that's how much this is going to cost me. Wipe it off your account, put it behind you, and say that money's gone. Until your trade goes into a decent profit, and then you take it up to break even, you can put that money back in your account psychologically, because it's now break even, and that trade's now free. Now you've got a free trade. It's going to cost you absolutely nothing. That's what moving your stop loss up to break even is all about. And yeah, so even if you're on a 1-to-1, if you're on a 2-to-1, if you're on a 20-to-1, doesn't matter. All you've got to measure is your risk. Always measure your risk. Whether you're on a leveraged cash account, or whether you're on a funded account, you always have to look at how much you want to risk. How much do I want to risk of that account? How much can I risk of that account? Particularly on funded accounts, you can only risk a limited amount, because you've got a drawdown amount that you're allowed. So if your account is a $100,000 account, you might only be allowed $7,000 drawdown, for example. So you can only lose $7,000, and then you lose that account. So you've got to keep that in mind, and work your risk around that. Or if you've got a real cash account with leveraged amounts in it, and you put $100,000 in there, that's not to say you might want to lose the whole $100,000. You might be thinking, I'm putting that there as capital, but I'm only prepared to lose $10,000. So then you must work your whole plan around that. So work your whole plan around your risk and how much each trade's going to cost you. And then your winning trades will pay for that. Your winning trades will put that money back in the account, and those will be your winning trades. Okay, so sorry, let's go and have a look at the AUD JPY quickly. Just going to take that to here. AUD JPY. Does look like a head and shoulders. It certainly does look like head and shoulders. I think what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to draw this line in here. And let's see what we've got. That looks like a head and shoulders. Also, besides the head and shoulders, look what else we've got here, guys, is... wow. Oh, that could be a bit of a trend. Yeah, it was a short a while ago, actually. Okay, I'm just looking at this, and okay, where's the bugbear? The bugbear is down here. This is always going to be a pain when you see things like this, and you know, you put too many things on your chart, too many systems, but what do we got here? We got a demand level. Again, another demand level. But yeah, does look like a short. So tell you what, let's take a short. Great trade there, Eugene. We're going to take a short on it. And so let's say it's a sell. We want to risk the usual amount, which is 250 bucks. Where should we put the stop loss, guys? Let's put it above that high, which is at 92.6. Let's put it in 92 point. I can't see my keyboard, man. 92.6. And then we'll work out how many lots we can buy here. Looks like about 0.5, eh? I'm just going to put 0.5, 192, 0.6. Close enough. 230 bucks, 0.6. Take profit. Where's the take profit? Take profit. I'm going to put it down here at 91. Might as well. Point. Gosh. 0, 0, 0. Yeah, that's fair. 91. So the profit's down here at 91. And the stop loss is up there at 92.6. Yep. Okay, stop loss is over there. So we're taking this trade. Are you ready? Let's go. Yep, we're in. Done. Placing the order. Okay, so we're taking a short, and with a view to it reaching down there. That gives us a short trade on the Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. That's Eugene's trade. So Eugene, if it all goes wrong, your fault. But if it all goes right, your fault. Yeah, well done. Good. I think it's a good trade, actually. It's a really good trade. Nice head and shoulders. Definitely looks like it's broken to the downside, and it's breaking through a level. So looks good to me. Trades are 50-50. If you don't take them, you don't get them. So there you go. Good trade. I actually want to go long on Brent so desperately. Kevin, if you got a friend request from me on Discord this morning, guess what? It's not me. I'm actually gonna. I think I might create a Telegram group. It might be safer. Okay, so watch this space. Okay, I'm thinking of creating a Telegram group for you guys, and but just for you guys on this live show. So we'll get that together, because I think that's this Discord thing is driving me insane. I can't do Discord. It's driving me crazy. There's always someone trying to intimidate or trying to imitate me, and it's just insane. Oh gosh, I tell you what. And then people get scammed, and then they think it's me. I'm like, it wasn't me, guys. I wasn't even there. Yeah. But thank heaven some of you are clever enough to figure that out. Jeez, I tell you what. So Tripple's bullish on gold, and Shane's in for a short. Where was gold? I had gold here just now. There it is. Okay, let's go and have a look at gold. Gold. Gold was bullish because it broke through here. And yeah, let me just have a look at gold as such, and it's still bullish. It is still bullish, Triple. You're good, and your target is 34.25. Yeah, you could reach that. That's a good target, 34.25. And gold does look reasonably bullish. Let me just do something here. Sometimes you've got to do this. Here's the thing for you, Chipper. If this thing breaks through there on this triangle, that's very bullish. Then it will go quite high. So yeah, no, it's great. If you're bullish on it, nothing wrong. It is still bullish, by the way. It's in a bullish trend. It's full on in a bullish trend. I agree totally. Let's see how many guys are here. So I'm gonna check something quickly. There we go. So for you guys that weren't here, I'm just gonna show you quickly. Okay, so let's just go over here. Should have used the other platform so you guys can see it easier. Yeah, but anyway, today's video that we're going to make the draw on is this: how to survive being a trader with very little money. It's on my channel, so if you've got your name on there, you're gonna be part of the draw. YouTube random comment picker. We're going to pick a comment, and it's kindly supplied by Fund Your FX 2-step 10K challenge account. Somebody's going to win today. We'll see who the lucky person is. Any cynical comments will be excluded, and of course any bots will be excluded as well. So just so that you guys know where we're going with it today. That will do in a little while. Okay, so gold long. I personally would wait on my side, because I'm not in this trade, for it to break me a green candle above that line, and then I'll actually get in. So that's an excellent trade. So tell me, Super, do you trade the gold on the you trade it on the 4 hour? So how many trades do you get? Because this is a bit of a bugbear. If you're a short, really day trader, short term, 1 minute, 5 minute charts, which in all likelihood would cause you to lose, because 99% of traders lose on those time frames. But if you were a 1 minute or a 5 minute trader, I would understand trading one instrument, because you'll have a trade maybe every day, every second day, whatever, or maybe 2 or 3 instruments. Most guys who trade those time frames have about maybe 5 instruments that they trade. But if you're a 4 hour trader, you kind of need to widen your scope, in my opinion. My humble opinion is that you need more things to trade on, because you're not going to get a trade every day on a day or a 4 hour chart on one instrument. And then you're going to start forcing trades. So I would, from my side, would always prefer having lots of different things to trade on. And I got that question. Somebody said to me, do you only pick a few instruments, or do you trade on everything? And like I've said to everyone before, to be fair, if orange pills were available to trade, I would trade them. It's just, if it's a trade that's available, the system works the same on every single instrument and on every single time frame. It's just a higher probability system. It's price action. It doesn't matter what you trade on. You can trade anything. How often do you think I trade the Australian dollar, Japanese yen? Probably never, because it's in there amongst all the others. But Eugene just mentioned it to me. I had a look at the trade. Boom, we take the trade. It's a system. It works on anything. And at the end of the day, it's all about the strategy. So now we're going to apply the business plan and the strategy to that trade, where we have a set loss and we have a set target, and that's it. It's positioned. I don't even have to look at that trade again. I don't have to watch the chart or anything. I'm not worried about it. A lot of people believe that you only trade one instrument because they feel that you get a feel for which way the instrument goes. And I get that. I do get that. But sometimes that instrument can not only surprise you, but it can also lock you into a certain way of thinking about the way you trade an instrument. And You know, at the end of the day, keep it wide, keep it on the strategy. You get more to trade if there's other things to trade, and this is the one I wanted to trade, the CHF-JPY. Now that I'm looking at it, I wanted to trade this if it was going to go long, and it's actually going short. You see, it's broken through that level, which is a bit tricky, so I can't get the long trade on it now. I could pull this down a bit, but you know, actually those spikes are down there now. Okay, let's just see. That's okay. Don't force a trade. Now you see, if I was only trading that instrument, if that was the only thing I was trading, I'd force the trade now. I'd take the trade because it's the only thing I've got to trade. It's better to widen your aspects, even if it's only 10 instruments. It's better. You've got something to trade. I'll trade anything, like I say, but then that's with lots of experience, years of experience. It doesn't matter to me what you put in front of me. It's okay. But in the beginning, I remember with shares as well, it was very overwhelming, the shares, because there's so many to choose from. How can you analyze all of them? So what I did is, in the beginning, I reduced it down to about 10. And then from there, I widened my aspect. But even after years and years, I never really look at more than 60 shares when I'm investing. That's it. That's what I'll look at. The rest are small fry. That's how I look at the world. And then, like indexes as well, I try and keep it to this, and I try not to overdo it and go too far. You'll see my trade of the week, trade of the day. That list is pretty much what I look at most of the time. But if something else comes along, or someone comes and suggests, look at that, I'm open. I'm all ears. There's always something to trade. Okay, so hi David, good stuff. Laka. Boom, boom. No time frames. Can you recap on Aussie dollar JPY, please, guys? I was out for a minute. Philip, I'll recap on it. Yeah, it's all on me. I know. Yeah, it's all on you, Eugene. Depo bullish H1. And Gozzy, all times I trade. At times I trade US30. Yeah, trade the US30. Try the DAX, Chepo. Try the DAX. DAX, I love the DAX. It's made me so much money, but that's just my personal opinion. Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. Philip just asked me to go over it again because he was out. What we saw on the Aussie dollar, Japanese yen, I'm not sure what Eugene saw, but Eugene called it short. But what we saw is that it's got a huge head and shoulders on it. I love head and shoulders patterns. It's breaking through this very much as I drew a line. I didn't draw a blocky. Very much a strong support. It's breaking through. It's been short for a while. If you were to draw a trend on this, it's trending down heavily. And at the bottom here is a demand level, which is nice and far away. So your risk to reward is quite good. I'll put the risk over here above that high, and I'll put the reward down here in that level, and that gives us a good risk to reward. So we've taken the short on this. It is in momentum. The trend is your friend. It's trending that way. So we're going with the trend as we stand at the moment and following this down. So that should be, in all likelihood, a reasonable trade. And we'll see how that works out. Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. It's not really a big complicated one. We're in the trade. We put our risk in, and that's it. Okay. So that's for Philip because he missed the analysis, but the analysis was very straightforward. And the thing with the analysis is this: keep it simple. Don't wait for the moon to turn to green cheese and then turn purple and move 5 degrees to the left or anything to that effect. Just, it's a red candle. It's on a head and shoulders. It's going down. It's breaking through the support. Grab it, take it, go with it, and don't be, and don't hesitate. Just take the trade and go. Don't overcomplicate trades. So many guys out there overcomplicate their trading. I've seen some charts with just millions of lines on them, and the guy will say to me, "What do you think, Rob?" And I'll be like, "I can't see the chart. Where's the chart? All I can see is lines, and it makes no sense to me." Dr. Leon, long time not seen. Great to see your channel again. Would be great to see you trading futures, ideally those prop firms. Nevertheless, thanks for your lessons. It's a pleasure, Dr. Leon. Really good to see you back on board. You know, it's actually an interesting thing that crosses my mind is we have quite a large amount of subscribers on the channel, way over 10,000 now. And we, on the live shows, only get like 20 to 40 people at any one time. It's weird, eh? But yeah, that's how YouTube works, I suppose. Hi, Rob, one question for you. Under what condition you move the trend line and how do you decide that it's not a break up and down? Okay, I'm going to give you that answer now, Denny. I was in gold. It took my stop loss in profit. Probably not going to get back in. Philip, thanks. Okay, so Eugene, in gold, what I would say is, you know, don't get back into any trade. If you take a trade and it doesn't work out, walk away. But if you want to take another trade, make it a completely new day and a completely new trade. That's what I do. So I don't get back in the next minute or the same day or based on the old research, completely new research. And on my completely new research on gold, for me, I look at it could go through this trend resistance. And if it goes through that and gives us a green candle, nice new trade, that'll be good. But then if it goes to the downside, also a good trade. So that's why I wait for a new trade, because I wouldn't get back in right now. It's in that area, so I would wait for confirmation either way. So if you said to me, Rob, which way is gold going to go? Look, it's bullish at the moment. It should go up in all likelihood, but it could go down. If it confirms through one of those lines, then I'll take a trade on it. That's a good trade. And so under what condition do I move the trend lines? And, you know, where can I give you a good example of where did we move the trend line a moment ago? Because I had to move the trend line because it was moving about. But let's just have a look at one or two. Let's have a look at Brent and just see if there's, you see, if I get, okay, let me just try and find one so that I can give you a good example of that. I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to come back to that. I think we moved the trend line here on gold, didn't we? That's correct. Okay. So what I do, Denny, is the trend line was, can't grab this thing now. Was there. Okay. And gold was down here. So you must remember that when that trend line was there, the price was here in this area. So the trend line was here. Since then, the price has changed because it's alive. It's not a dead thing. It's alive. So it's moving on a 4-hourly basis on this chart. That's constantly moving. And it broke through here, and it's a bullish trade, and it's going long. And this is great. So now I can draw a trend line up here if I want to. I can say there's a trend line here. I can draw a trend line anywhere I want to here and give you railway lines and say it's in the bullish phase and it's going up. But now I'm thinking, should I take a long trade here or not? And then I look and I see, wait a minute. Since that time, things have changed. It's been quite a while since that happened. And there's a 3rd point touch here. If there's 3 point touches on a trend line, it's a trend. There's 2 points, maybe not. And you're just looking at it and thinking, well, it looks obvious, so I'm going to put it there. But 3 points is a trend. And I look at that and I think there's actually pretty much 3 points on there. One, that could be considered 1, 2, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 points. So that's a trend now. So it's a new trend. It's created a triangle. Now I've got a new picture of while this is bullish still, I've got this resistance here, and if it breaks through that, I've got another one of these where it's breaking to the upside and it's giving me a signal, and I've got one to the downside, will give me a signal. And those are the conditions that I move my trend lines. When I see the structure's changed and I see that there's enough touch points to create that new structure at the outer edge, then that's when you move it. The US 500 could be an example of this as well. You see how many points we've got on the S&P 500 on that bullish range? Would I move my trend line to here? Most certainly not. Why? Because there's only 2 points. See that? There's only a point at the bottom and a point at the top. There's 2 points. So there's no point in moving that. We put it back to where it was on the 6 or 7 points that it's touching. That's a real trend. And then it's broken through that. It's gone back, retested, come down, and it's going down. Now, you're not going to move that trend line. This one you can delete because it's no longer valid. Does that make sense to you? Okay. So you move a trend line when, because conditions change. Conditions change on a regular basis. Things move all the time. There's moving parts, and these parts just keep on moving, man. They don't stop. That's when you move those trend lines. Okay. I don't like to have thousands and thousands of lines on my chart, as you know. As I said to you earlier, just too many lines will drive me insane. As Danny said, analysis paralysis. Okay, so okay, so you could have, David, you could have a success in the 15-minute time frame, but I will say, the lower time frames can be painful. You can have some success, but it can hurt as well. Don't get impatient. Don't get impatient with the trades. Rather have a large amount of instruments to trade, and then just look for a trade here and there and be patient with it. But if you start getting into those shorter time frames, that can bite. Let's say I should ask, do you trade inside, outside bars? Candles, I do. Okay. And bars, and I do. But it takes a lot to see them, and I don't want to confuse everybody with a whole bunch of different ways to trade. If you want to know more about candles and bars, you can just download a picture off the internet. It's like literally a one-page drawing, which will tell you what every single candle pattern and what every single bar pattern will tell you. Okay. We're calling them bars. I assume you are referring to the candles, because bars are a different thing, by the way. Let me see if I can show you what bars look like on here. I'm not sure if we have it here. Yes, we do. These are bars. Okay. So for those of you who don't know the difference between candles and bars, these are bars. There's some very old school traders that still trade on these bars. Okay. Which is why they probably refer to it as inside and outside bars. Okay. But I think what you're probably referring to is an inside and outside bar on a candle chart. It's just called that. And yes, you can use that. Just remember, whenever you trade on a candle pattern, whatever you trade on a candle pattern, if you're trading on a 5-minute chart, it's valid for 5 minutes. If you're trading on a 4-hour chart, it's valid for the next candle. In other words, the next 4 hours. That's it. It's not valid as an overall pattern. So if you do decide to use inside, outside bars, things like that, it's very short term trade. Candlestick trading is not reliable. It does work sometimes, but it is not reliable. Believe me. What I use candles for, why do I have candles on my screen? I use it for a very wide picture. I look at the tails, and the tails tell me whether the sellers and buyers are getting back into the market or getting out of the market. I look at the size of the candle and the fill. Tells me how strong the move is without looking at volume. I look at little spinning tops. I look at little undecided candles. I look at hammers. That's got a lot to do with the tails, things like that. Those are candles that have some meaning to me. Also, they give me the color of when it's coming out of a support or resistance area. I can clearly see which way the price is traveling in that time period. Whereas the line chart doesn't provide that so clearly. And it also tells me where the liquidity is on the candle. But I'll often draw my line on a line chart on the closing price, because the closing price is more reliable. But then when I take it back to the candle chart, I will look at the tails. I will look at the liquidity that's there, because sometimes it counts. But then you'll see I'll have a line going through a spike simply because I can see for myself that it's because somebody stood up and said something, and it's a freaky moment and it just jumped. So it's not as important as one would think. So yeah, you can trade with inside, outside candles, things like that. But it's not super reliable. And everybody's got their own method as to why that would work and why it wouldn't work. And it sometimes helps, but it's just overcomplicating it again. And with experience, you sort of pick up on it and say, well, I'm going to go long here, I'm going to go short there, or whatever. Okay, that's as simple as it gets. Sometimes down into 1 minute, it depends how the market is and market structure. If it's slow on the higher time frames, I drop down until I find a time frame I feel comfortable with. Trend line is invalid once crossed. Hi, Ref. Thank you. I'm glad you like the channel, and please do stick around. Very important that you guys stick around. Ads. Has anybody here ever bought something off an advert that you get on your viewing channel? I'm not going to call YouTube or DSTV or Netflix or whatever, but I mean, you get these ads that come up, right? Does anyone actually click on them and buy anything? I've often wondered that. But I mean, it does advertise a product to you, so it sticks in your mind, like a car or something like that. But a lot of these adverts are not about that. A lot of these adverts are kind of like strange. So I don't know. Yeah, okay, so candles. Okay, so we're in the right track. I thought you meant candles, but because most people call it inside bar, outside bar. It's an inside candle, outside candle. And it actually comes from the old days of trading the bars and the way they trade bars. But that's a whole new complicated story that I'm not even going to go into. It's for me a kind of old-fashioned way of trading, but there are one or two guys out there that only use that. But on the candles, there's a few guys that'll use the old inside bar to try and give them a bit of indication as to which way the market's going to go and that sort of thing. But no, it doesn't always work. But for example, to keep it basic, if you get very often, if you get a run going up, a large candle, say one single candle going up, and then it goes short, it'll come halfway down, and it'll kind of turn around and go back up again, that sort of thing. But yeah, flat tops, pincer tops, things like that. But like I say, download one page, and it actually gives you all the pictures, and it tells you which way, in all likelihood, it should go. And then you can have that on the side, and you can glance at it. It's actually quite difficult to do that because you've got all the pictures there, and if you don't know it in your head, when you look at the charts, you're trying to see if there's a pattern there. It wasn't candles from the rice market, fountain of gold, something to that effect. So, was it Raf asked now? More light on the DAX. Germany 30, Germany 40, DAX. The DAX, I've traded a lot over time. All I say is the DAX has always been good to me. If you're looking for an instrument to add to your collection of trades, it's a good instrument to add. It's always been easy to trade. It's always been easier to trade than even the US 500 or whatever. It's quite a nice instrument to trade. When it goes in a direction for quite a reasonable amount of time. And like I say, I've made decent profits off of the DAX in the past. If you look at the DAX over time, you'll see that its moves are they're not rubbish moves. But there was a point where I literally stopped trading it for a while because it just died. But most of the time, it's actually traded really well. It's been a good instrument to trade with. But like I say, I trade on a lot of different instruments. I don't just trade on one instrument. If I see something going, then it's a trade. I mean, I don't mess around. There's a trade. There's a trade. Okay, so that's who we are. A lot of people ask me, what's the top 5 to trade from, or the top 10 to trade from, or the best instruments to trade from? The best instrument to trade with is the one that makes you more comfortable. And for example, one of the things I find is wherever you are in the world will make a difference to what you want to trade, particularly in Forex. And I find myself trading on things like the Japanese yen and the New Zealand dollar and things like that. But for me, I don't live on that side of the world, so these things kind of move around while I'm asleep. But luckily, I'm a position trader, so it doesn't matter too much. But if I wasn't a position trader, if I was day trading for an hour or so every day, then it would be difficult because it's not moving at that time of the day. I'm picking off trades. Kevin's only had one ad all stream. Aha, they're giving Shane all the ads. Maybe it's a little instruction I put in here. Send Shane all the adverts and leave everyone else alone. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, Aussies should get more ads. Definitely get more ads. Totally. Yeah. No. But that, this business of with the day trading as well is, I'll come in for an hour and I'll make a quick $200 and that's me for the day. I think I've said it over and over again. That's going to go pear-shaped on so many levels, because the best laid plans of mice and men is what we used to say in the old days. You know, you get in there, I'm going to make $200 profit today and I'm going to trade for 5 minutes and I'm out of here. And you get in and you lose $200 instead of winning. And then it's like, oh, damn, got to get that back. And then it's 400 and then it's 600. And then you're sitting there the whole day trying to get the money back. And you're back tomorrow trying the same old thing. So these guys that tell you they can come in for an hour, trade for a couple of minutes, make some money and duck, good luck with that. Good luck with that. And the guys who can do that, that's great, because they're very confident they're going to win every trade. If you've got a 100% win rate, then sure. As I said to you, win rates don't make you money, guys. And nobody's got a 100% win rate. At least I don't know anyone. And if you're working on a win rate to make your money, you may end up with a bit of a problem somewhere down the line. Shall we do the draw, guys? I think we should do the draw and see who's won the challenge today. Eh? I think we should see who's getting themselves a two-step 10K challenge account. But I'm going to do the draw. Let's see who's got it. Let's see who the fine winner is today. I just got to take this to the the correct place. And then we can go and have a wee bit of fun. Are you guys in for it? I don't know if everyone's here or not. Probably not. So this is the video we're going to take it from. So I'm going to take this URL and I'm going to place it in the random comment picker. This two-step 10K challenge account is kindly provided by FX, who will contact the winner and give them their free account. Do be advised that the rules are in the description. They're pretty straightforward, and don't worry, we're not collecting your information or doing anything for it, but do understand that YouTube has got nothing to do with this. They are not involved in this in any way whatsoever. This is proudly sponsored by FX, and they do have other accounts available for those who want. Okay, so this is the video. I'm going to put the comment URL in there, and then we're going to see who won. So good luck, everyone. I do hope that you guys, one of you guys win it. One of you guys will win it. So we're going to fetch it. Now we're going to go and see. I got the anything goes here. I'm not excluding anything. I've included all replies. So let's go. Let's see who wins. Pick a winner. To the moon, Alice. To the moon, Alice. Are you here? If not, you're going to get it anyway. To the moon, Alice. Let's see who that is. To the moon, Alice. To the moon, Alice. To the moon, Alice. Could be on a reply or something like that. There's To the moon, Alice. Thank you, Rob. Good info. Okay. If Alice is here, please let me know. If not, I am just going to send her a reply and tell her that she has won. I don't see Alice here. Looks like she's not here. I'm gonna send her this message. You have won the two-step 10K challenge account. Please contact me at newmarket6@gmail. I'll type for further instruction. There you go. Perfect. To the moon, Alice has won. Perfect. Otherwise, I'll look her up and try and get her email and his email. Or Alice sounds like a lady, so. And then I'm just going to type here in the chat, just in case the person is here. Me at there. Okay. Congratulations, Alice. There we go. Hopefully she'll contact me and we'll be able to sort that out. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll see how that goes. Perfect. Sorry to everyone else who didn't get it. Maybe next time. And maybe we'll get it next time. But there was quite a few comments on that video, so Great stuff. Everybody is in with a fair chance. So no favoritism here. Everybody gets a win. Boom, boom. Ads again. Shane, you're getting all the ads. We sent all the ads to you. I made sure of that. I went and I contacted YouTube and said, send all the ads to Shane. And so what type of ads are you getting? Are they decent at least? What are they trying to sell you? Kevin, don't cry into your tea. Damn, I finished mine. Oh, I love it. You know who doesn't get any ads? It's me on this side. I don't get any of the ads. But then I'm providing the video, aren't I? Oh, goodness. Yeah. The interesting thing is whether you're, monetized or not, the ads get provided either way. Yeah. Cars to chocolate. You see, it knows that I like chocolate. That's why. And cars. So there you go. You had another one just before the draw. Yeah, there you go. They shouldn't. They shouldn't actually put it over the draw. Okay, so let me write on this chat the winner's name so that if they do come onto the show, they know. To the moon, Alice 373. Maybe, I just know they come to the chat. See if I can paste that in there. As one. Okay, I'm just gonna put that in as that, and oil might cause inflation this year. It might reach 130. I would like to see oil go up because I kind of am invested in it, the accounts, so yeah, it would be good. At the moment, it's not looking too pretty, but yeah, okay. I'm still quite convinced that oil is going to go up. Very convinced that oil is going to go up. But at the moment, it's giving me a headache. And actually, what we should do is move this around. See, here we are, moving trend lines again, driving everyone insane. But yeah, that's what I do. Let's see. Because I think I'm just taking a short-term view here of if it breaks above that, I'm going to buy it again. And I'm good to go. I'm looking at that. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Where's the US 500 going? It's going back up again. What's happening here? It's just sort of filtering along. It's probably going to go falling off a cliff soon. We should probably sell it. Sell it short, man. See what happens. Okay, so there we go. That was fun. At least we got a winner. And as we said today, the system and the strategy are two different things. We've been talking about it at length today. We've been talking about risk to reward at length today. It's important to understand that the system will give you your trade and the strategy will make you your money. Because systems, all they do is give you that high probability trade. It's like here in the US 500. You look at it and you think, oh, I want to go short here, but it's 50-50 either way. Could go up, could go down, but in all likelihood, it looks like it wants to go down. And that's just the system. Are you going to win that every time? Probably not. You put risk in place, and then you make sure you have a strategy to try and make some money out of it. That's as simple as it gets. CHF JPY is now going up again. See, I knew it was going to do that. I'm actually convinced that this guy is going to go up from here. But you know what scares me on the CHF JPY is this nasty looking pattern here. It almost looks like a head and shoulders, but there's an upside down one as well. Look at that. But that failed, so now you get this one. Doesn't look pretty, and if it breaks below that, then I'm a little bit concerned. But I would like to take a long trade on this. Maybe put a stop loss down here. Yeah. Let's look at a long trade on this. It's actually moving around quite a lot. Don't know why. But it looks like it's in that range. And I'm actually thinking we could get quite a decent long trade out of it. What do you guys think? Maybe, maybe not. 0.5, 0.6. Oh yeah, no, I need to put the stop loss in the right place first, which is at 173 actually. Not 173.086. 173. Stop loss, which is $252. Take profit. Take profit 175,500. Let's see if that's going to work out. Actually, it works out quite well. Quite a good risk to reward. We make 792 for 250 something dollars loss. I'm going to take a trade. Okay, there we go. So I've added another trade to this account. Not bad at all. Oh, that one's losing. Computer says no. Little Britain. CHF Jupiler look like it in a range to me. Yeah, it does. Which is a nice trade. So yeah, looks like a trade. And actually thinking I should take it on the other account as well. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just looking here. Can we add that trade to here? Why are you doing that to me now? I can't see anything. CHF JPY. Looks good everywhere, man. CHF JPY. Definitely. So I'm just going to put it on this side as well. What did I say the stop loss was? Let's have a look over here. CHF JPY. Stop loss at 173. Seems like a fair idea. Then a take profit at 170. 76, just a round figure. And then I'm going to put it at 0.6. Yes. Buy. Take it on that account as well. It'll be a nice trade. Okay. Good show. Good show. Let's see how the market goes now. Take profit on CHF JPY. Take profit 175.5. 175.5 with a stop loss at 173. Why is there a trailing stop on here? Didn't ask for a trailing stop. Take the trailing stop out. Okay. I'll put it back in when I need it. It just puts it in automatically sometimes and I don't see it. And then it catches me out. Okay, there we go. Stop loss, stop loss. It's not trailing stop. Stopped with that rubbish. And let me just see the Aussie dollar. It's not a trailing stop. Okay. Stop loss, stop loss, stop loss, stop loss. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, perfect. Yeah, put a trailing stop in when I'm ready. Not now. Right now, I just need a stop loss, man. Goodness me. Amazing how they put that in. Crazy stuff. Okay. Hope you guys are enjoying and having loads of fun. So now, sitting here, we've actually taken 2 trades. I'd really like to take Brent crude oil if I could. At least we've added some trades to the account. But it's a Thursday, not a Tuesday. But Kevin's ad-free. Hey, Sir Lunchalot, good to have you on board. Good to see you again. What do I think about a DAX short? Same as I think about a US 500 short. It looks good. Looks good. It does look like a short. But I think the US 500 short looks more viable. But yeah. My concern with the DAX is it's created this bit of a flag pattern here, and it could easily resolve to the upside. But yeah, it looks like a short. It does look like a short. I've been holding off on it a bit, though. I've been waiting for the US 500 to open, see which way it wants to go, because that's going to move the DAX as well. It's also going to move the US 500. Now, if it goes up at the start, then it should hit that and come down. I'll give you a bit of a run up and then a bit of a run down. Bit of a sweep, as they call it. Okay. Just waiting to see what it does. Which way it goes. What's in for 81, 175, 169. Yeah. Okay. So you take profit. It's on here, right? Yeah. There's your take profit. See on the level there. And there's your stop loss below that level there. That's below that line. It's also below that low. Just gives you a bit of room there. And then you work out the size of your trade, which is much more than 2 to 1. The risk to reward is pretty good if that goes up. If it carries on going down, then, ooh, bummer. But if it goes up, great stuff. Good trade. Okay, let's see how she goes. Almost feel I put the stop loss too close, but we'll see. And then Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. Should still work out. Should still carry on going down. It's not working out yet, but it, in all likelihood, most likely will. It's in the right place. It's a position trade. I like the DAX short. Like I say, I've just been waiting to see what happens if the US 500 opens up and does its thing. Starts running around like a madman. Like it does. Going, I'm the US 500. Let me move around. Let me shoot to the sky. I mean, look what happened yesterday. Oh, my goodness. Look at that big red candle. That's massive on a 4-hour chart. That's huge on a 4-hour chart, that candle. I mean, on a 5-minute, you'd expect to see that, not on a 4-hour or a day chart. You get candles like that, a 4-hour chart, you must know that is very, very bearish. In fact, I almost feel like taking a short right now on the US 500. Will it work? I don't know. But Shane, you always do the opposite to us. It's okay. We don't mind. That's why we sent you all the adverts. Yeah, no, certainly. Love it to bits. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I must actually put the email up here. If we get contacted by Alice. So what is this? Another email. Ooh. bum, 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 bum. What we need to do is just open up. Looks like that lot's frozen, so we'll just leave that frozen for now. Wanted to open up the email and see if we get an email from Alice. Dum, 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 dum. Just go down here and there we go. Open up that email. Okay. So Alice is not around at the moment. Alice doesn't know that she's caught an account. Maybe she doesn't want it. In that case, we'll have another draw and we'll give it to anyone else. Or she can nominate someone. It's fine. All good. The US 30, 100, and 500 all shot down the same time yesterday. I was like, WF, what's going on? I'm also short in the US 500. David, thanks, Rob. Okay, US 500. Yeah, I'm contemplating going short here. It really fell yesterday, eh? It really fell. What the heck? Shall we take a short? Short with it getting down to, so if we put the stop loss at 59, might be a bit close, but just see. 59. Take a 0 out of there. Boom, 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 boom. $245. Take profit at 57. Let me see if this is viable. 57.05. Just want to see how viable this trade is. Actually quite a viable trade. Not bad at all. Okay, let's take that trade. Okay, trade in. So we are short on the S&P 500 as well. Okay, I've taken the short. Looks good to me. And I think I'm going to take it on the other side as well. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's just put the, I said the stop loss was at 5,900, eh? Around about 5,900. And the take profit at 57.05. 57.05 and 0.0. Looks good to me. So, okay, there's a lot going on the other side. See what kind of trades we get out of this lot. If it works out in our favor. Oh, not the trailing stop again. Oh, goodness me. Just take that trailing stop out of there again. Gee, whiskers. It'll drive me insane, really, without the trailing stop. Hopefully the stop loss is still at 57. Yeah. Hey, 58.97 is fine. Okay. Why it does that to me every single time? Right, let's see if we can wipe this account out or if we can make some money on it. Okay, let's have a bit of fun. $500 is in a small support area, so I could go either way. True, Kevin. Fortunate favors the bold. Boom, boom. Shane, I hope you're not wrong on the S&P 500 because we just took the short. Haha, look, there it goes green as we take the short. Bummer. There it goes. I should have gone long, man. Damn. Yeah, look at that. That's going to be interesting. You know, when it opens up, normally goes that way, and then it turns around and goes the other way. So perhaps I should have waited a couple of minutes. That's the same as going short in the DAX. You go short in the DAX, you're going to get the same trade. Interestingly enough. I shall see what happens. See which way it goes. Trouble is, if the US 500 goes down, then Brent's probably going to go down as well, isn't it? It doesn't help me much on the other side. The House has given the green light to Trump's tax bill, according to the news. Guess that's interesting. Don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Guess we'll see. Interesting moments. Aussie dollar, JPY, how's that doing? How's the trades doing? Let's have a look. Yeah, one green. Not doing much. The US 500 is actually going to the green side. CHF JPY is in the red. Aussie dollar JPY is in the red. Okay. But at the moment, the markets are busy opening, so they're messing around a bit, moving things about in an insane fashion, as usual. Still want to buy Brent crude oil. I think it'd be great. Yeah, it's gone red. There we go. That's excellent. Okay. Now it's going in our favor a little bit. All right. It always does that. When it opens, it just sort of does that and then goes. But I mean, if you look at the chart, guys, goodness me. Got to take the trade, eh? It looks reasonable. Doesn't look bad at all. That's why I threw it in on the other side as well, quickly. You guys can't see that side, obviously, because it's on here, but that's okay. Just a bit worried about the oil trade. It's not on here, it's on my other account. Okay, and then the CHF JPY. That one has now got the US 500 trade on it as well. And that one will be making some money. That's what we want. Yep, profit taking could be it. Guys are dumping. Could also be the news. Maybe they're not happy with the tax bill. I don't know. Oh, yeah. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, I looked at, and seems to be in a range there, Shane. See this range. Let me just draw these nasty looking lines in. If we draw a line, not a trend line, you know. I'm not going to draw blockies. I'm just going to draw this line across here. Let's say a line in the sand. It has dropped to this level, so that level is important. And then we've got one across the top as well. It's in that range at the moment. Very stuck in that range. So I'm of two minds on New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Perhaps, if it gets down to this lower level, you can get a nice long trade out of it. But it's been falling over, so I'm kind of in two minds with it. But yeah, it's in the middle at the moment of its range. It's neither here nor there. A few red candles. It's definitely on a downward trajectory, but there's money lying here as well. So let me just draw that in so you can see it. It's right in the money. So it's in the liquidity at the moment. So it either breaks through that or it bounces up and goes back up. Interesting, but New Zealand dollar, US dollar is neither here nor there. Okay. It's kind of stuck in that range, hanging about, doing its thing, not going anywhere. Right. Look at that. The US 500 is making us a whole $20. Oh, that's fantastic news. Okay. Let's see where it goes later on. Anywhere? Hi, Brett. Yes, we're on the 4-hour time frame. We trade on the 4-hour. We position trade. Yep. It's 4 hours. Definitely 4 hours. We don't trade on the 5 minutes because it's day trading. And definitely for the beginner traders that come on, there's no way. It's 99% lose, and that's on pro traders. So yeah, you can't imagine how many people lose money because they get involved in 5-minute and 1-minute trading when they don't know much about trading, and it takes a while to get used to trading, as you know. And then you come and jump onto the 1-minute charts and it drives you insane. So we trade on the 4-hour, we position trade, we can leave the positions, we can walk away. In a moment, I will end the show and I will walk away and I will leave the trades to play out. I'm not going to worry about them. They'll play out. So that's how we trade. Okay, so Alice didn't get back to us here. So we shall have to wait and see if Alice contacts me. And see if she wants her account. We'll see how that goes. She'll probably see her message at some time. Maybe she's at a place in the world where we're not. A different time zone, different time area, whatever the case. Okay, so I see there's only about 13 of us left here. So I'm going to hit the road now. I'm going to be on my way. And we've had a lot of fun as usual. And then I'll see you guys on Tuesday again for the next show. And don't forget to come back and watch the videos. I put a video out for today that will go out with regards to questions, or a question that I had. And then there's tomorrow. And then there'll be over the weekend. And then Monday. And then Tuesday I'll see you for the live show at 1100 GMT +2. We'll be back on it again. The next week we'll have another challenge to throw out there. Let's see how we go. Thanks for watching, guys. And do keep your feet on the ground and reach for the sky. And I'll see you soon. Thank you. Thanks a lot for everything. And we'll chat soon.